Hi guys, welcome back to my study live stream. Today, although I started a little bit late, but I do think it is necessary, to open the study live stream because I still need to finish a lot of tasks. Like today, I just not so efficient as I should. So that yeah, let's start. And recently, I don't see a lot of study video logger. I don't know why. Um, so that I also planned to make a lot of videos about study and study techniques or study or for example, like when I get grades, then I always want to I always want to make some videos about um, the the memory to make some memory videos about the course which I passed or which I studied. So this is in plan, but I still not finish any study videos about some grades. Oh, sorry, I have once I I did one. I did one video is about extra course. It's not extra course. It is about plant course. So that was good, and I said few things about when I finished this course and so on, and what I remembered and what should I improve and so on. So I think it is quite needed after every time when I finish one 6 credit points and or 12 credit points and to make some video to memorize to take them into my memory. Then it should be very useful. Okay, so let's just start. I don't know actually whether my study live stream was motivated or not, because I think the study motivation is quite important. But recently, I have new thoughts or new thinking about how to motivate to study and how to study more efficient, or how to uh, how to make some thought linkages or like effortlessly. So I was considering those kind of study questions. Yeah. Cool. Today I went to two cafes. Actually, I planned to to edit two videos. One is in Black Fox Cafe, and another one is in Steineck. Uh, but I cannot I don't know why I just cannot drink them. I cannot completely drink them out because I don't know why. Yeah. So maybe I think I so maybe the cafe which I self made is better. Who knows? So that's another question. Um. Yeah. Mm, yeah, I remember today I will introduce you some new pens which I bought. Is this one Touch from Shinhan. It is very useful, and special it is because it was with very thin pen spitze. I don't know pen spitze. Okay, whatsoever, and it has um, different different uh, how to say that different thickness, okay, of pen. So yeah, yeah, okay, that is yeah, cool. Yeah. Mm, what I find recently was very special is that the coffee shop near my university, um, that was very different. This twice recently I went twice, and that was feels like very differently because that was very calm and peaceful, and usually that was crowded and like loud, and you cannot concentrate. But recently, like today, I went once. That was very quiet, and the coffee shop was full of the cool moment that I start think about things, and can start to quietly read something. I really appreciated it. And yesterday, the 17th August, that was a special day for me because like years ago, I got very big attack at this day. So for me, like it is very essential and important that I re go to the same cafe as years ago. Um, yeah. Okay, you can say that I don't speak from my heart because that was naturally that I went to yesterday. I went to this coffee shop, but you can also say that I intentionally yes go to the same coffee shop near the university as years before. So I would rather choose the first one that intentionally to went to the same coffee store, not unintentionally went there, right? So it is like be directed, mindly be directed, but I would rather to behave from my own will. Yeah. talk about motivation or 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 incentive to study. This remind me years before, like 2017 or 2015. In that time, I remember when I studied, I especially before the exam period, and I will always get stressed, and in that time I will always find some motivation videos in YouTube for study. Um, for example, like when sometimes I just listen to the motivational music, uh, or some speeches that they give to motivate themselves, and make them to videos and to motivate others. Otherwise, in my reality, like I will always in my reality, that will always when I need get some motivation, I will buy me some energy drinks like Red Bull or Club Mat and so on. Uh, all to say that I will drink daily coffee, but coffee has the coffee has no function or has no effect effect on me. I don't know why. It is like too normal or too non-cocaine, right? So but since last month, I guess middle of last month, I firstly find that motivation, or to say the study motivation, because study motivation was a category of the whole motivation definition. So if we first talk the study motivation, it's it's better to directly talk what is actually motivation and incentive, and then to categorize them into different small category, right? And in this sense, I find recently last month, the motivation was um, uh, come from uh, come from a way that different, that was very differently than that was that was that was differently than we drink some energy drinks like Red Bull and so on. But motivation is more or less come from the deep diving, deep, how to say that? So deep effort or deep thoughts or whatever you want to call it. So I feel like some emotional deep deep embedded emotional state, uh, and is sometimes it is full of sadness or sorrow, or um, or the situation that you want to cry and you feel calm and you feel peaceful, especially in that those kind of situation or moment that will drives you into a higher point or drives you into a higher consciousness state. The higher consciousness state means that you are more efficient and effective when you want to finish anything. So, in this sense, I was thinking, what's actually drives me move forward. It is not some energy drinks or some Club Mat or even Red Bull, because those kind of incentive that is too obviously from our physical world, that if we know exactly, okay, if we drink Red Bull or if we drink any energy drinks, then we can maybe work a little bit longer, uh, like 25 minutes longer than in normal situation, or if we drink energy drinks, we will think, okay, then we can hold on more as in normal situation. But this will be exhausted. Those kind of energy which I requested very urgently, that that will be exhausted. And the problem is always that you cannot generate any new kind of energy from those kind of exhausted situation. And you will want more and more, so that if you drink energy drinks like Red Bull or Club Mat, and it will wake you up a little bit at Euro, but afterwards you need triple time or double time to pay those kind of energy back. So that means you need more investment of your time or energy. So that's quite different. But last month I find something new, and I constantly during this years think about the problem about incentive and motivation. And in German, they said Anreiz. Okay, um, so I think I couldn't find the right answer. Even I tried. The motive. Sometimes I will link to. I will imagine uh, it linked to the passport, because I'm the foreigner student here, so I always worry about the passport and the visum issue. So every time when I think about Anreiz, which they call like motive here, so I will think, okay, do I have any on any other motive, like make some business or open a company or open a firm and so on. That means another intense and will affect my Facebook application. So okay, that's an issue. Okay, but more or less, I still constantly cannot find the right answer or the very exactly meaning about this problem. I remember last year, like December, I discussed with my professor, and we talked, but we don't talk any interesting topic like something relevant with incentive or motivation or motive for the labor market. So if we talk that like formally, and we will think about, okay, okay, the motivation, absolutely, we don't. When I discuss with professor, absolutely, I don't talk about the problem for study, but because the study issue or study motivation, that was the business of students. And when I talk to the professor, absolutely, I don't. We don't do not need to think about individual perspective, but um, more or less is the problematic, that how to motivate, for example, like unemployed person, to have a job, or to be employed in the labor market. That's a problem, actually very common and very euro in eco sense or economic sense. So I was considering this problem, but before before I write email to professor, and last month I found something new, and I find some new understanding about what is actually motivation. Because if we talk it more simply, and we will think, okay, the motivation, and it's very hardly to link motivation to drives, because no one will say that directly in drives, because drive is not academic. So if you want to talk like or write it in the academic sense, and that you will not say you will not say driven, or you will not say drives. But last month I discovered, or if I find out, if someone, or if, for example, I don't have what, for example, like, so if someone doesn't have the motivation for study, or any motivations here, here could mean, then then you must yourself what drives you, and what motive. It's the same question, or it's an equivalent question. It's an equivalent question as what motivates you, right? Another professor said before. Okay, another professor from Miko said before that it's also just or he meant that that drives and motivation was equivalent as interest, but I still don't think the interest will be the best word to describe this issue, this problem. um so I will think the most describable word of motivation is drive. So you must always ask what drives you and so what make you want to study and so on. And in during to answer this kind of question, and you will gain motivation to study. Okay, so so in this sense, comparing to drink some energy drinks, I think um, I think more relevant or more or less is that you find something that make you sad, feel sad, feel sadly, and you will feel like your heart was driven very deeply and into some kind of emotions. Um, and then you can drive towards forward. Afterwards you will always stay at the same place and drive into a circle and cannot easily get out. That's a problem, I guess. um, yeah, maybe I will find some papers that relevant with this intensive and so on for labor market. I don't know, because if we talk about jobs and we talk about labor market, that was easy to think of salaries and hourly wage or weekly wage or yearly wage and so on. Wages is or salary, if we can call it as salary. um, it just means the um, it okay, yeah, it is the way to define our labor who put into the labor market or the job position or into the job. But there is another problem, whether only only salary and only wages can determine the employers or workers Arbeitsanweis, work motivation. That's another problem, and also except that there should be the tax system and transfer system and so on. So this will be also this will be also important when we talk about um, the employment incentive to join into the job market. Okay, simple question. If we don't join into the job market, what should we do? We have choices, like first, no income, no income, and secondly, low income, and it benefits from the government or from the from the government, from the country, right? So from the taxpayer, right? So it is means low living standards and low um, uh, yeah, low life satisfaction and so on. But the problem is here whether, if we talk about high and low, whether everyone wants to gain some high living standards. If someone already satisfied if they live in a very low living standard, then then they should be very they should then they should be very satisfied with their living situation. So gain the benefits from the city, from the country, and from the government, and so on. Kind of be slaved. Um, but yeah. But what is the drives when they what is the motivation, and what motivates them to go to the job market and find jobs and to be employed, except the salary, except the money form which they which could quantifies their effort. What else? For example, for example, the benefits near salary. For example, like before um, uh, before that minors employed company, that they will always yearly give them some benefits from their company, like some oil, like some oil or rice, or some coupons, but not like KFC. Those kind of coupons is not like KFC, this percentage rabatt, this percentage discount, but like you can eat everything what you want, and you can eat like very long time periods for this coupon from their company, and so on. It will always give the employer a satisfied and uh, uh, prestige feeling that they belonging to this company, and they will work well for this company, and so on. So that's quite different. That's not extra beneficial. Besides to talk about salary, and they will have some feelings like belonging to this institution or belonging to this company, and will treat the company like their home, and so on and so forth. Okay, that's too over, but that's too much. But I mean this kind of extra benefits from company, and so on. Yeah. Otherwise, if I think about this question, and what should the drives, what could be the drives for the unemployed person to go to the job market and to find job and to find works, and so on. Yeah, except the salary, except salary and extra benefits from company, and company coupons, and what else? Mm, maybe maybe some social needs, but I don't think that is very important. Like for example, yeah, I don't think loneliness is kind of need to go to supermarket, go to job market to find some job. I don't think that is very important. That will not be count. That will not be counts, I think. Okay, what else? Okay, maybe some social so society judge criterion. For example, if you stay at home, don't have any job, and you will be judged from the social society, uh, common society judge criterion, that judge you like uh, why you don't have to work as us, and so on. Those kind of social judge criteria could be also cons, but I don't think that is main reason. So yeah, and maybe it could also inclusive physical factors, like feel happy, improving well-being or and so on. That's too complicated. But I think more or less the professor only wants a simple statistical or we call statistical analyze, like to calculate the hourly wage into different age groups or into different groups of people and to compare them and to find what's really matters after the data analyzing and so on. So I think that shouldn't be very difficult. I think it could be easy and it could be okay. Okay. So and today I also write a few little thoughts during the time when I in cafe. Um, not so much thoughts, but a few thoughts. Okay, I will find it maybe. Okay, I will tell you guys what I read today, what I wrote today on the road. Um, Recently, I discovered academic person, academic researcher, which attend some programs, and I discovered from the website of this program, and I found he is not the most interesting one. It's also not the most handsome one. But the problem is, since 2020, there is only one graduated researcher of that website. So I think that is very interesting, and so I searched the information about this researcher or this academic person, so that I found he is uh, I found the very first surprise me thing is that he has the same name as a professor of mine years ago. Okay, but they only have the similar name and they don't have the same name. So that's that's amazing. That's amazing because that professor, which I also favorite of. So it is amazing that there is in this world that exists another person who have the similar name as a professor, um, as a professor, so that it's amazing they are in the same city, but different universities in the same city. So I will think this is interesting. Okay, this is interesting, and since 2 years ago, like 2020, and there is no more other one than this one. So I just searched some information about this person. Um, I found interesting, and I found a reflection from him, which I wrote two small articles this semester, because this summer semester 2022 still not ends, because it will first end in end of September, right? So I do have a little bit time, like 1.5 months. Um, but what I find interesting that I during this semester I wrote two applications article to TOM, another university based in another city. And what I found interesting uh, is when I write this two essays, that's in a very urgent situation, like I don't have much time, like 1 or 2 days. So I know that I need to finish them very quickly. Um, and do not have much time, didn't have much time to search a lot of massive literature and papers. So I just write very directly what I think, not on what I think, that's also on the academic paper, but wrote very urgently and very directly, so that yesterday or before yesterday, I forget. Okay, before yesterday, that I got two old articles from I got somehow his reflection from this two applications essay, and I and from a very fresh view, that I told myself, oh, amazing! It is very it is like spectrum. It is like spectrum that you concentrated from one point, like from a single individual perspective, but spread the mind into different area and different direction, and all this kind of linked area that was interlinked with each other. So it is like a very fixed point that you cannot um, that was so fixed that it's not so easily be destroyed. So this kind of mind mind construction. So so I was think about this. I was think about this whole thing that was that I feel like very beautiful. And so when I encounter with his thoughts or minds, um, but I still have some still have some critical points about his art his thesis. Even I if yeah he's not yeah, okay. I cannot judge because he has higher academic level as me, so I cannot directly judge him. I can only say something about the details and so. But I saw two reflections about this about my uh, applications essay. So that that amazing that I am not directly under I am not directly reflected. Oh, that was that that reflection of those two application articles. But okay, suddenly I today firstly now understand, okay, that maybe the two reflections about two applications article of me for TUA. So that was amazing and beautiful encounterness. Uh, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's the first point which I think for today. Like this is an amazing encounterness with this kind of academic person. And afterwards I thought a little bit about this whole happening and this whole thing before yesterday. I mean 16th August. Um, I find the reason why he could give me directly two reflections. Uh, it is because one article that I don't save that the first one, I saved the second one. Um, so that was 50-50%. But um, otherwise, otherwise, what amazed me is because when I cross the street under the bridge, um, I find I start. I suddenly I understood. I start to think about this beautiful encounterness that that's why he could give me so far to reflections about what his thinking pattern or thinking way is. It is because he thinks the danger and he thinks the minds, or he already puts his mind into some dangerous situation, and that's why he can perceive the person who carry on those kinds of suffered minds, like suffered minds. I mean, suffered mind is that when you're into some dangerous situation, you really want to get help and out of that situation, and because that situation will threaten you or will let you in danger. I don't mean anymore, but I mean in danger. Okay, two words. So in this sense means that his mind was strong, and his mind is strong, and could understand some hard situations as me. So I do respect him a lot. And the first encounter is when his mind just come, uh, just when I first view his information, and I just find like very emotional, very warm emotional energy, and so on and so forth. But I shouldn't talk about the issue about the energy, because the energy was not academic and not scientific. That you must yeah, okay, you must find any. For example, like I must find anything about to describe this kind of another replacement about energy, because energy was not exact. Okay, so that's the second point which I think of. The third one is um, the third one is I wrote about in extreme Ungewissenheit will cause those kind of damage. Um, I mean, okay, for now I forget what kind of damage is that, but I should mean that if you don't know anything very well, and in extremely innocent or extremely unknowable, uh, extremely Ungewissheit. So this kind of situation will cause some damage. I remembered one question I asked before that I still don't get any answer about it. It is if we face two situations. One is that we know but we cannot behave, and another one is that we behave but we cannot know why we behave. So which one is more serious, and which one is more tolerable? I think so. Today I think is um, the second one is more serious, because you behave but you don't know why you behave. So sometimes your behavior will into some dangerous situation, but without your knowing. So that is very dangerous. Sometimes if you know but you cannot behave, like if you into a situation which, for example, like you are disabled. So in this sense, you cannot physical move, or you cannot physical behave, but you still have clear consciousness, or you still have a lot of mindly space that enable you to think. Then the first situation will not be very serious, uh, and the person, or the person could still survive from this kind of situation that but you know, but you cannot behave, but you can behave later for that. maybe you can be have maybe in 1 week or in 2 months, or you can be have maybe in your future, because your physical condition, if it is bad, you will maybe recovered from this kind of bad physical condition, uh, because your mind and your consciousness will still is still working, and the mind, the willpower, and the strong mind will help you out of those kind of difficult physical condition. But the second one is more serious, because if you behave, means that your physical condition was quite well and you don't have any physical disease, um, means, okay, that is too complicated. Okay, that is too complicated, means that you behave and you want to do something, you just do something, but you don't know why you do that, or it is too complicated. So that was the second point which I think of today. And the fourth point is that I wrote about Stundenlohn essentiell als die Arbeitszeit. This is one article from an authoritative research institute. So that this paper they just published today of social media platform. So they said that they want to compare um, two kind of income indicator. One is hourly wage, and the other one is working time. Which one is more important? And they say that the hourly wage is more important than uh, the working time. Working time here means that how long you work, like daily, the normally that they work 8 hours per day, but the hourly wage is more important. And and absolutely, if you have the higher hourly wage, it will bring more working motivation. And I wrote last one is mehr Wichtigkeit an der Arbeitszeit gewinnen, müsste extensiv Arbeitskraft wenden, aber Vorheit hindert es sich in der Wohlfahrtsstadt. Yeah, okay. So there is intensive Arbeits, intensive and extensive Arbeitsmargin. So before that, the professor always say extensive, choose extensive um, Arbeits, Arbeitsmargin. But from my point of view, I would rather choose intensive. I like intensive. So, for example, when I got some task, I would rather choose to finish it in 2 or 3 days instead of to extend, uh, extend, extend them into into 1 week, into 1 month or two months. Absolutely, I know if there is same if there is same working load, then it is to compare whether to put them into 2 or 3 days time interval or into a long time period like 2 or 3 months. Absolutely, the second one, you will put less effort every day and you will feel more relaxed and more relaxed and more comfortable and more finishable even. Okay, this word I created by myself, but I mean, but I do like more intensive one. Yeah, but extensive is absolutely better. Okay, cool. This is the point which I think of today, and now it's very late, and I need to go to sleep. So see you guys.